Guys, it's time for reading today. And guess what? We are talking about none other than author's purpose. Now, guess what? We've talked about author's purpose so many times this year. So you should kind of remember the PIDE method of author's purpose. So when I talk about author's purpose, it's the reason an author writes a passage or a book or a story or an article. It's their reasoning behind it. So when we write essays, we have reasons that we write those essays. Maybe we want to inform them. Maybe we want to explain to them something, describe something to them, but we always have a purpose. So today we are going to go over the PIE, and tomorrow we're going to go over the E and the D. So right now I want you to think about all the things you remember about author's purpose. What are they? Can you remember what PIE, ED stands for? The 5 different ones right here? Remember? Persuade, inform, entertain, explain, and describe. Did you get any of them right? I really hope that you did, because that is so important for you to remember. So first, we're going to talk, this is a little chef guy. He says, welcome to my PIDE class, the young chefs. Today, I am going to share with you my 5 delectable flavors of author's purpose pie. First, we're going to discuss what is author's purpose. What does that even mean? It's the reason an author writes something, like a story, a book, a magazine, a passage, anything. So let's take a look at each of the ingredients in this recipe more closely. Persuade, inform, entertain, explain, and describe. So that's what PIDE stands for. That's how we think of it, and that's how we remember it. So the author's purpose might be to persuade. They might want to convince you of something. So I had somebody in my first group, and I don't say names on my videos unless I'm doing a shout out, but I'm not doing shout outs right now. So I try not to say names. But in my first group, I had somebody ask me about the class pet essay, and they said, are we trying to persuade people to do something? And I was like, you know what? We kind of are. We want that person who's reading our essay to buy the pet that we are telling them to. Or you're trying to convince your teacher, me, to buy a class pet. So yeah, kind of like convincing them. So like this one, vanilla cupcakes are better than chocolate cupcakes. That would be something you're persuading. That's an opinion. Advertisements are very persuasive. Companies are trying to convince you to buy their products. So maybe on TV, you see the commercials. That's persuasive. You see billboards, or you see, I don't know if you've ever seen those people that stand out and like they flip the signs and or they wear costumes. They're trying to get you to buy things. That's persuasive too. So let's look at an example of persuading. Okay, so let me move my head. Children in elementary school should participate in a PE class every day for several reasons. First, many children today go home after school and play video games or watch TV. Physical education class may be the only time of day that some children are physically active. Another reason schools should provide a daily PE class is that many children eat too much junk food and are overweight. They need more physical activity. Finally, research shows that students who are more physically active perform better at school. Physical activity provides focus and concentration in the classroom. We need to change our school schedule so that children have PE each and every day. So you know that this is persuasive because it has an opinion. It starts off with their opinion. So we should have PE every day. That's this person's opinion. They're trying to persuade us to think the same way. And they told us all of the reasons why they thought that. So this is an example of persuasive. Let's move on. Oh, wait, I lied to you. How is the author trying to persuade the reader? Let's take it one step further. Yes, they're trying to persuade you, but how? The author is trying to persuade the reader to agree that students should participate in a PE class every day. They told you should participate in PE, and they told you all of the reasons why. We're getting to the point in 4th grade where everything I'm asking you to do in reading is a complete sentence. Central idea is I'm trying to think of some other things that we've talked about, but my mind is going blank. But most everything I ask you to do has to be written in a complete sentence, and so does the author's purpose. So when you're telling me about its persuade, you have to tell me why or how. How in the world is he doing that? Well, he's telling you, he's trying to get you to agree that students should participate in PE. So let's move on to inform. Informing is when the author might want to give the reader some facts and information about a topic. So inform is like textbooks, and most nonfiction books are written to inform. So we've been doing a lot of work with nonfiction and with informational books. And so most of them, the purpose is to inform. Do y'all remember these books? Lightning, I did clouds the first day. Lightning, wind, snow, all of these. Those are all trying to inform you on a topic. This is an example of something that's written with the purpose to inform you. So doctors are well educated. They attend school and receive special training for many years before becoming a licensed physician. Students hoping to become a doctor begin by going to college for 4 years. They must earn a 4-year degree, and they usually focus on an area of science. Whoa, didn't finish. During their last year of college, they apply for medical school. Only about half of the students who apply for medical schools get accepted. Medical school lasts 4 years. During the first 2 years, students spend most of their time in classrooms and laboratories. During the last 2 years, students also work with physicians and watch them care for their patients. Once medical school is complete, potential doctors complete a 1-year residency program. Residents receive on-the-job training as they work full-time and get paid for the first time. Following the residency program, potential doctors complete an internship in the area they hope to specialize. Internships vary in length depending on the area of specialty. A person who intends to be a family doctor is typically an intern for 2 or 3 years, while a person who strives to be a surgeon interns for 5 years or more. The final requirement to becoming a doctor is passing 1 or more exams to become fully licensed. Clearly, doctors are dedicated, well-educated professionals. So that told me all about doctors and how they become a licensed physician or a licensed doctor, the process of it. So that gave me a bunch of information and informed me about doctors. But again, how did they do it? Well, the author is giving information about the extensive education doctors receive before they're allowed to become doctors. So you could have said, well, they're informing me about the process it takes to become a doctor. But again, you're required now to tell me why or how. If it's informing you, how is it informing you? What is it informing you of? So now let's move on to entertain. And this is going to be the last one we talk about today because we're going to do PIE today and ED tomorrow. So entertain is a lot of the times what we see with fiction. It's when they want to write a story that the reader will enjoy. Like I said, fiction books are usually written to entertain. Most of the books you guys enjoy, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid and Dog Man and The Recess Queen, I Want to Iguana, First Aid Jitter, Stella Luna, those are all written to entertain you. Here is an example of something written to entertain. Braden was feeling excited and nervous at the same time. He was heading to summer camp for the first time in his life. His cousin Michael had gone to camp last summer and talked about it all year long. Braden had been begging his parents to let him go to camp this summer ever since Christmas. Braden had told his parents that all he wanted for Christmas was to go to summer camp. What parent could say no to that wish? As they walked toward the camp entrance, Braden realized his mom was talking to him. "Now, Braden, remember to shower and wear deodorant every day," she was saying. "Mom, shh, someone might hear you," hissed Braden. So one thing I noticed, I'm going to go back real quick. One thing I noticed about this that tells me it's entertaining is it has dialogue. We've been talking about quotation marks and grammar for a long time now, but it's the 2 little bunny ears that we see right here. "Now, Braden, remember to shower and wear deodorant every day." That kind of gives me a clue that this is a story and it's meant to entertain me. Not all entertaining stories have dialogue, but that's one thing about that one that showed me it was. So again, you have to write in complete sentences. So how? So the author is trying to entertain the reader by telling a story about a boy who's attending summer camp, right? So you would tell me what happened. So the author is entertaining me by doing what? Telling me a story about a bully at recess. That would be the recess queen. Telling me a story about a mother bat. That would be Stella Luna. Or telling me or entertaining me by telling me a story about Michael Jordan's childhood. That would be Salt in His Shoes. So, again, tomorrow we're going to go over explain. Sorry about that. Let me get out of here so I can talk to you about what your assignment is. So I am going to put this, this is our anchor chart for this. We've used this for several weeks now, but I'm going to put this down below because you need to be able to figure out PIE. So for your assignment today, I have put task cards right down below, and they're kind of big, but you're going to read the paragraph and you somewhere have to write, is it persuade, inform, or entertain? Now, there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you need to write on there which of the author's purposes fits that paragraph. So again, which of the author's purposes fits that paragraph? And just like we did with central idea or text structure or whatever we did, I just want you to write it really big across the top. So if I think this is inform, I would write really big across it, inform. If I thought this was persuade, I would write really big across it, persuade. All right. So, again, there's one of each. So there's 5 task cards. There's one of each. And I know we haven't gone over these, but I just want to see what you know and see if you can do it before I ever even ask you. I think you can. All right, guys. I love y'all so much. I hope you have a great day. And remember, you're just writing one word today. Tomorrow, I'm going to make you explain a little bit more, but you're just writing one word, one of these words on the front of the task cards and turning it in. All right. Have fun.